This is the title track, Daechwita. It's an ultimate flex.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry, I'm just saying Daechwita because I don't know. What's up, HighFlyGang? It's your boy Birdie. We are back again with another reaction. Hey guys, we are checking out another one by BTS. This one is the song Daechwita explained by Korean. Since we did the reaction to the song, you guys left in the comments that there is explanation of the song, so I decided right away to do this immediately. Right now. Because the song was fucking fire. Real trap Korean shit. I even noticed, I forgot to say that in the previous reaction, that I heard the elements. I mean, I don't know nothing about traditional music in Korea, but I heard the elements that were sampled from Korean traditional music to make it to the trap beat. I forgot to say that. As I said in a reaction that the music video, high budget, fucking great video, the great beat, the way he rapped, flow, that was fucking great. Now, we're gonna do this before we jump into this one. If you want to support the channel, I said it a million of times. You can check the description box down below. Also, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell. Let's go. Oh wait, yeah. One thing more. After I did a reaction to this one with my friend, who is doing this YouTube thing with me, he's editing the videos. Immediately after I was done with the reaction, I went over to him. He's like here, 1 meter next to me. I played him the music video because he's working with editing, you know, that's his job. Oh my fucking god, why am I bugging? I'm bugging because the fucking song is too fucking great and I need to start bugging, you see? God damn it, it got me. Anyways, he was fucking amazed by the song. I know when we started with BTS, he didn't like the BTS that much, although he never listened to the BTS. He didn't like that shit at all because he's same as me. He grew up on the rap and hip hop, you know. So I played him that song, and as a filmmaker, from his point of view, he was showing the video. He said, "Oh my fucking god, this is one of the best videos I've ever saw in my entire life." And surprisingly, which he listens, as I said, the rap music, it's not easy to, when he hears a rap, he has like a high criteria for rap shit, you know? So when he heard the song, he was like, this is a fucking great trap too. Then he went over to the house and played to his fiance the song, and she liked it. So this is, I was joking. This shit is spreading like coronavirus. BTS Corona. God damn it. And one more thing, I'm sorry, we're gonna get to this. One more thing I wanted to show you. Like, in the summer, we were ordering burgers and French fries, you know, from the same cafe we're ordering all the time. And while we were eating the French fries with the burgers, one piece of French fry looked like this. Imagine eating a French fry and you get this. Imagine you eat a burger and you take a piece of French fries and you get this. And we saved it, you see? This French fry is old, I think about 2 or 3 months, I don't know. Look at that. What this reminds you of? Oh my god. You gotta save that. You cannot waste that shit. Now, after this, let's go. Explanation. The one thing I decided to do this video is because there's got to be a lot of things I didn't catch. Of course, I enjoyed the song, but it gotta be a lot of things to this. So let's go.
Suga has delivered another hard-hitting mixtape titled D2. The first Agust album, released in 2016, focused on the tough times Suga faced when he was
Focused on the tough times. I like that title.
Agust album, released in 2016, focused on the tough times Suga faced when he was a teenager.
Sugar-faced. They say sugar-faced. Focus on the hard times, sugar-faced. I like that.
Focused on the tough times Suga faced when he was a teenager. Suga's at a very different place now. He's much older and he's much more successful. And this album focuses on the changes of his feelings after becoming one of music's biggest superstars. It's a very honest album, and my personal favorite off of this is the title track, Daechwita. It's an ultimate flex.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry, I'm just saying Daechwita because I don't know. I heard it in the song 1,000 times, but I just can't say it.
Track slash warning slash reminder
Daechwita.
with tons of historical references, so let's take a look into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Daechwita is Korean traditional marching music that was played when kings or royalty
I knew it had something to do with traditional music. Knew it.
were moving about, or important guests would visit, as well as when army would be marching.
Army.
There are two main characters in this
What army? BTS army or
music video, a King Suga and a
I'm just
bottom
kidding.
class Suga. We can see that the King Suga is a tyrant. He has everyone kneeling down with their faces down in the ground.
Okay.
And he beheads people who have complained
That thing in the music video I reacted to. That thing got me. What the fuck is this?
in this scene. You can see the Shinmungo here. People in the Joseon dynasty would hit this drum if they had something that they've been wronged. They'd hit this drum and the king or someone up in the hierarchy would come and sort out their problems. Except here, King Suga is killing the people who have such complaints and issues. But the bottom class Suga, with the help of
You see? Don't ever have issues with Suga or you will be beheaded. Simple.
who have such complaints and issues.
Yes.
But the bottom class Suga, with the help of BTS and army represented by the 6 other men and a woman in the scene, starts a coup. He drives up a car with the men representing BTS and also a cute painting of Bang PD.
Okay.
By the way, this painting has its origins in a Jungkook drawing of Bang PD. It's pretty funny. The King Suga sees this and gives a thumbs down and captures the bottom class Suga. The King Suga wants to kill him and does this graceful sword dance, which apparently Suga learned in 2 days. Meanwhile, bottom class Suga, blindfolded and tied down, starts headbanging, singing Daechwita.
Yeah.
Remember how I told you that Daechwita was played when kings were about, or when the army would be marching? Daechwita was played when kings were about, or when the army would be marching.
Okay.
The bottom class Suga singing this is an announcement that he is actually the real king. He feels like he's the king.
Yeah.
The people under the king, the very ones that were kneeling to him in the beginning, are now joining Suga, headbanging with him. This Daechwita is also for them.
So you feel like this Suga is in charge, but you're not. This is the other King Suga.
These kneeling people are armies marching together with the bottom class Suga.
With the
At
bottom
the end,
class,
the executioner who was supposed to take down the bottom class Suga actually frees him and gives him a gun.
Yeah, so that
Bottom class Suga grabs this and
it
shoots
kills
the king.
Suga.
I think the MV and the song is a metaphor for BTS and ARMY taking down the existing system and the ruling forces of the industry. The king.
Oh shit! No shit, man.
I think the MV and the song is a metaphor for BTS and ARMY taking down the existing system and the ruling forces of the industry. The King Suga represents the system, the existing system, the few powerful companies that had control over the industry before.
I mean, I know, I knew that without BTS. Of course, there are a couple of companies. They are holding the whole music industry. Of course, and controlling, you know, and sometimes a lot of musicians and bands. I'm always holding the fucking headphones when I'm talking. I'm just kind of used to it, but I like it more talk when I put them off. A lot of companies, you know, a couple of them are controlling the whole music industry, and a lot of times musicians cannot do whatever they want. As in my opinion, musicians should be allowed to express themselves in any way how they want. That's art. When a certain individual, whether it's rapper, singer, it doesn't matter, can express himself in any moment however it feels like, but that's not the case. In most of the times, the fucking industry is controlling you, every move. You're gonna wear this, you're gonna talk that, you're gonna look like that, this and that, you know? It's like you're just being possessed. Like you don't have your own identity anymore. They're telling you everything you should do. They're even making your songs. You're not even you don't even make decisions about your own songs. Like you're gonna sing this. That's fucked up.
Before BTS came to the scene, bottom class Suga is Suga himself in a small company with basically nothing, as if he was born into a bottom class and winning the people over, eventually taking down the king with BTS and armies. I think Suga picked the perfect motif to convey his message. And if you look at the historical references, you'll be more amazed at how clever this all is. Well, this single verse has a lot to unpack, but let's just start with this line. The Joseon Dynasty, which is most likely where this song is set in, had a strict class system where there was a heavy discrimination based on which class you were born into. Slaves were not even considered human. They would be traded in cases their owners didn't have enough money, and they were thought of more as just things. Think about the mistreatment that BTS received earlier on in their careers. They faced heavy discrimination due to them being from a small company, and they were mistreated. So it's easy to understand why Suga called himself a slave here. Slaves in Joseon were almost completely blocked off from advancing to higher classes. So for a slave to become a king is basically impossible. But Suga's saying he made it happen. Blocked off.
Flex. Of course.
From advancing to higher classes here. Mistreated. So it's easy to understand why Suga called himself a slave here. Slaves in Joseon were almost completely blocked off from advancing to higher classes. So for a slave to become a king is basically impossible. But Suga's saying he made it happen. The following line is a reference to Kwang Hae-gun, the king of Joseon Dynasty in the 17th century.
Yeah, I saw that in a song too, directed, but I didn't know who that was.
He developed paranoia while in power and notoriously became violent and reckless. Hence the line, paranoia, king of Joseon Dynasty in the 17th century. He developed paranoia while
paranoid king. Doesn't sound good.
In power and notoriously became violent and reckless. Hence the line, berserk tiger, Kwang Hae flow. But I think...
What does it mean, berserk tiger, Kwang Hae flow? What is he referring into this one?
I think there are more reasons Suga referenced Kwang Hae in the lyrics, especially if you consider what his life was like. Kwang Hae-gun had a very roller coaster of a life. Originally, he was a war hero, defending Joseon against the Japanese invasion of 1592. One of the biggest... 16th century, 1592, oh my god. Wars in Korean history. His father, who was then king, had fled when the war broke out, and the 18-year-old Prince Kwang Hae led Joseon troops in the battle. War broke out, and the 18-year-old Prince Kwang Hae...
18-year-old. When I was 18-year-old, the only battle I led was in a Counter-Strike.
led Joseon troops in the battlefield. Rarely at this time did kings or to-be kings go out into the battlefield themselves. So Kwang Hae, fighting with the people, won their hearts over, and there were movements to throne him as the king instead of his father. The father felt threatened by this, so he made a lot of political efforts to stop Kwang Hae from gaining influence. Eventually, Kwanghae became stuck between two large political powers, and this struggle eventually made Kwanghae go paranoid and become violent and reckless. Ultimately, he was dethroned after a coup. I think Suga summed up
Dethroned. I like that word. Dethroned immediately reminds me, as I told you, I'm a big Eminem fan. Immediately. Whenever I hear some word that is similar, that I already heard in some Eminem song, I automatically remember it. Dethroned. He said that in a song Homicide with Logic. That's a fire song. He said, "You're about to get out-rhymed. How could I be dethroned?" Immediately. You should hear that song if you like rap. I mean, in general, if you like rap.
Relates to Kwanghae as he himself had been through a tough adolescence, having to go out into the battlefield at an early age, just like Kwanghae did. He was an idol with no money, from a small company stuck in an industry dominated by big corporations. When Suga started winning battles and gaining power, he must felt a lot of efforts from the existing big powers to keep him away from the throne, like what Kwanghae experienced from his father when the people wanted him to become the king.
I love. You see, I would never thought it that way. I would never know. So he basically did a comparison to. I cannot even say his name. I forget it in 2 seconds, you know. Our cultures are totally different. Languages are totally different. So, you know, I will remember it for that 1 second, and then later on I will forget to say it again. It's so hard.
From his father when the people wanted him to become the king.
Whatever, that king from the dynasty. I like how Suga did his story life comparison to that king from the dynasty from 1560 some year. I like that.
Suga mentions putting his past in the rice chest. For many Koreans, the word Triju or rice chest is strongly connected to past.
Yeah, I didn't know what was rice chest. I saw that in a song too. And I just ignored it because I didn't know what the fuck would that mean. Rice chest.
In the rice chest. For many Koreans, the word Triju or rice chest is strongly connected to the tragic story of Sadoseja, which involves him dying.
Dude, I didn't. Come on, it's so hard. What he said?
Connected to the tragic story of Sadoseja.
I cannot say that. Can you believe? I could listen to that, rewind it 10 times. I won't say it. I can't.
The word Triju or rice chest is strongly connected to the tragic story of Sadoseja.
Sadoseja. I can't.
Which involves him dying in a rice chest. Sadoseja was the son of then King Yeongjul, and his father was extremely harsh on him, humiliating him and scolding him in front of others at a very early age. This became so severe that Sadoseja attempted to commit suicide a few times, but
in 21st century, we call that child abuse. I'm sorry. I have to joke. I like dark humor. Sorry. That time. Today we call that child abuse.
Was the son of then King Yeongjul, and his father was extremely harsh on him, humiliating him and scolding him in front of others at a very early age.
Yeah.
This became so severe that Sadoseja attempted to commit suicide a few times, but even then, he was treated terribly. He developed what modern doctors diagnose.
Why, dude?
But even then, he was treated terribly. He developed what modern doctors diagnose as bipolar disorder and began
bipolar. Oh, that means that one moment you can be happy as shit, you know, being totally positive with your friends, just laughing, and the next moment you can just automatically switch into a bad mood and be totally aggressive towards them for no particular reason. I think that is bipolar syndrome, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Acting very violently. Eventually, the king ended up hating Sadoseja so much that he orders Sadoseja to go into a rice chest. Sadoseja went in, and he was stuck inside for 8 days and eventually starved to death. Sadoseja had a trouble.
What? What the fuck? rice chest. That is rice chest for that. For a fucking punishment. It isn't a punishment, this is a death sentence. Oh my god. For 8 days. Execution by little ejection or fucking electricity chair is far more humane than this. 8 days. That was a fucking agony. No. Come on, man. A lot of times I thought to myself, you know, when I'm alone at home. I mean, it's not perfect life, but 21st century, the time we live in now, trust me, whatever it's like, it's much more better than previous time, 15, 16, 17, 14, any century. You see how people lived before. Come on, you're lucky that you are born today. And I'd say it's perfect either day, but it's far more way better than previous generations. Come on, man.
Life filled
Rice,
with being
chest,
humiliated
what the
and
fuck?
mistreated, and mental health issues just not being understood. Suga has been pretty open about his mental health issues he had when he was growing up, and I think he relates to 사도세자. He sees himself in him. He says he's putting his past in the rice chest. It's a declaration that he's putting the old troubled Yoongi, the 사도세자 Yoongi.
Oh, I like. You see? That bar went over my head because I didn't know what the rice chest was. Shoved the past into right chest. God. So it was like, bury my past. Fuck that. We are moving on. I like, you see?
It's a declaration that he's putting the old troubled Yoongi, the 사도세자 Yoongi, behind and looking at what's ahead of him.
Yeah, I like that. Oh shit.
In the second verse, Suga focuses more on how he's now on the throne and he's better than everybody else. Suga directly name drops Bang PD and also takes a shot at other artists who do drugs thinking that they write better music while they're high. I won't name any names here, but I'm sure you can think of an artist or a few artists for that matter that will be at the butt end of this. Some in bigger companies, in fact.
Ooh, boy!
The diss aside, this line is also a glimpse into Bang PD's relationship with BTS. This line is also a glimpse into Bang PD's relationship with BTS.
Who is that? Bang PD.
In a typical company, it'd be extremely difficult to even mention the name of your boss this openly without putting the honorifics Nim, especially considering how much a veteran and how much older Bang PD is compared to BTS. However,
oh, this is dude I saw in the previous reactions. Is the guy that put them on? Did he put them on?
Suga name drops Bang PD as if he was his friend. We can sense that there is a very close bond and assume that Bang PD is very democratic with BTS. The fact that Suga is talking of Bang PD so casually is a flex of its own to others, as it's a sign that BTS has become so big and valuable to the company that he's at level with Bang PD.
Oh.
Now this is an interesting bit. Here Suga uses the Korean word 현타. Hentai is an interesting Korean slang that is used all around the internet. Directly translated as wise man's time, it is a word to describe the feeling you get right after you've ejaculated. Yes, ejaculated.
Come on, man. And he said, because I thought I heard it wrong. And that's why he said, ejaculate. Then second later, yes, you heard right, yes, ejaculated. Because I thought I heard it wrong. That's why he says that. No, he made sure I heard it clearly. Oh my god. Dude, why? Why are you doing this?
All around the internet. Directly translated as wise man's time, it is a word to describe the feeling you get right after you've ejaculated. Yes, ejaculated. And you feel no more sexual urges and you have a moment of clarity in your brain.
Yes.
You're still present and sometimes disappointed that the short moment of satisfaction was all you got and you worked so hard for it. This slang originated.
Oh my god, I like how he said.
And you feel no more sexual urges.
Listen,
as wise man.
I'm sorry. One more time again, just to absorb it completely. I like how he described that. Yes, sir.
It is a word to describe the feeling you get right after you've ejaculated. Yes, ejaculated.
Of course.
And you feel no more sexual urges.
No more. Because you're already finished. And for some time, you're fine. You're okay. You need it for some time.
A moment of clarity in your...
Yes, moment of clarity, of course. Because you released from your body something that needed to be released, that was bothering you.
Brain. You feel still, present, and sometimes disappointed that the short moment of satisfaction was all you got and you worked so hard for it.
Yeah. So basically he said, basically what he said was, you are disappointed because you had only a short moment of satisfaction. Because you worked so hard for it and you had only a short moment of satisfaction. Meaning, let's be open-minded here. I would just say, you guys have sex for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours long. You're making love for a long time. Just at the end of it, to have that short moment of satisfaction that lasts for a couple of seconds, being, that we call orgasm, ejaculated. You do it for so long, so you could have just that little short. Right? And that's why it's so disappointing. That's what it basically says. But I like how the way he described that shit. He described perfectly, like a teacher. Oh my god.
This slang originated from Japan, but it has become
short moment of satisfaction, people.
a staple in Korean everyday language, and it is widely used in everyday life outside of sexual situations. Usually in situations when you finally got what you dearly wanted and you wonder, that was it? Suga's saying he's feeling what you dearly wanted and you wonder, that was it? Suga's saying he's feeling extreme hyunta because he has it all. He has money, he has clothes, he has everything he ever wanted. And there's nothing, no one above him. While this could be considered a small cry for help, I think within the context of this song, it's more of a hard flex. He's saying, others can only dream of what I have, but now I got everything and I feel bored and disappointed. But you won't know how I feel because you never had any of this.
Yes. Yes, sir. He has everything we want, but now that he has it, he's bored. Sure, he had moments of amusement and enjoyment for some time period, but everything you own, everything you have, after some time you get boring with it. He got bored with it. But the rest of us, we want that. But we will never know how it's like to have that until we don't get it. I'm not good of an explainer, but I'm just letting you know I understood perfectly what he meant.
BTS has been on the top for the past few years, absolutely dominating, with a level of popularity that has never been seen in K-pop before. They're so dominant that it's sometimes easy to forget that they too had humble beginnings. In fact, more humble than most top artists out
now. They look humble.
They had to fight their way through discrimination, mistreatment, and humiliation. Daechwita is a reminder that this was where they started, and they took that system down. And it's also a warning that they had the resilience and the force to go through all of this, to go from slave to king. If you want us to make more videos like this, supporting us on patreon.com/DKDKTV helps us a lot. These explain videos get copyright claimed, thus we make no money off of them. 0 cents. So please consider supporting us on patreon.com/DKDKTV.
Tell me that, brother. we have here copyright too, as well.
For just a cup of coffee a month, you can get exclusive content and also help us continue our careers. And until next time, bye-bye.
Bye, man. Thank you for explaining. This dude, I don't know his name. Thank you for explaining. Thank you for suggesting the explanation of the song. I don't know if they have explanation of all songs they make, but seeing this video right now, I get so much a lot more perspective of understanding the song than I actually did on the reacting to it, relying only on my knowledge. But at the same time, when I was reacting to the song, of course, I was fully aware there were probably going to be a lot more to a song that I could have understand. But I was just going with, what I see in music video, what I like about rap, flow, bars, lyrics, and everything. But of course, every artist, legit artists, also have some deep meaning behind it you probably don't know, unless you're not a hardcore fan. But I'm not. So thank you for suggesting the explanation. There was a lot to it. I thought it was gonna be something medium or not that much, but this dude, come on, he told fucking a lot about this. And I like this story. I like to see these fucking stories. This is really interesting. I like how BTS, specifically now on this song, Agust Suga, resonate his life story into this song. Fucking awesome. That's all I will say. I will not make it any longer than this. Okay, guys. If you have some more recommendations, leave down in the comments. This was a fire-ass explanation video. Nothing left to say. Before I finish the video, if you want to support the channel, you can check the description box down below. Also, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell. See you next video. Stay fly.